Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for the 500th game of the league. Black Wolf 82, thank you very much for the sub. That's very generous of you. I appreciate it very much. And tonight, we've got a great one for you tonight. It's only game. Why you have to be mad? Tonight, we're going to have for our 500th game, our grudges with Nuffle versus Deadly Biscuits, Eric versus Runbad, Dwarves versus Black Orcs. Looks like it's going to be delayed by about 5 to 10 minutes, but that's all right. We'll go through our pregame. If there's any time left, we'll take a peep at the earlier game in this doubleheader tonight and see how that's playing out. But tonight it's going to be really, really fun. I think we've got Dwarves versus Black Orcs, Bash City in tonight from both games, really. And first up, the home team is, well, you know what? Let's take a look at the standings. We're in Division A. We took a look at the standings earlier. Let's take a look at the standings in Division A before we talk about these two teams. SB Beaver says, it makes me happy that for the 500th game, we're showcasing new coaches, or new to the league. I agree. We've come a long way in 500 games. I've had a ton of fun. I'm glad we could share this game with so many people, and I hope we'll share it with many more people. Blood Bowl is a ton of fun. We're in Division A tonight, and in first place, as we mentioned earlier, it's the current league champion, Doug the Minotaur and the White Skull Windbreakers. That's an Orc team. They're 2-2-0. In second place are S Beavers, the Dead Poets, an Undead team. They're 2-1-1. Tonight, it's the number 3 and the number 4 teams against each other. The Deadly Biscuits, coached by Runbad, in third place, a Black Orc team, 1-1-0 with their record. Our grudges with Nuffles in fourth. Eric's team, a Dwarven team, also 1-1-0. It's just one touchdown that separates those two teams in the standings. And the home team for this evening will be this Dwarven team, our grudges with Nuffle. They're coming in a TV of 1,055,000 gold. They have 11 players on this roster. Everybody's a rookie except for Isaiah Thomas, who has picked up the block seal. That means everybody on this roster SB Beaver says what would really sell this 500th game is a 0-0 draw. That would be hilarious. Everybody on this roster has block, a whole bunch of tackle on the roster. The Troll Slayers have Frenzy as well. They also have Dauntless, 1 Apothecary, 3 dedicated fans, 3 rerolls. Dwarves are great right out of the gate. They have everything they need to get going. And Eric's going to undoubtedly bash them very hard tonight. They're going to be up against this Black Orc team, the Deadly Biscuits, coached by Runbad. They're coming in at NAT. Boy, this team's taking a licking. They're coming in TV of 865,000 gold. They have 10 players on the roster. They'll have to pick up a Gabo. That's 45K. That's going to bring the TV difference to 145K, 145,000 gold in petty cash going to the Deadly Biscuits this evening. We'll talk about how Runbad might spend that in just a minute. They have the big guy in the train troll. They have 5 of their Black Orcs and then 4 of the Goblins. Just the 2 rerolls and 2 dedicated fans. Hard to get that extra reroll on a Black Orc team when it's fresh. How are the 2 teams going to play? Well, we all know what Dwarves are going to do. Dwarves are going to dwarf. 11 players on this Dwarven roster. All Gabriel, Mike, thank you very much for the bits. Seems to have a favorite in the Black Orc camp. But everybody has block. Everybody has thick skull. They're solid stat-wise. Look at this, AV 10 across the board, except for the Troll Slayers and the Runner. They have sure hands on the Runner, of course. Everybody's super slow. The Troll Slayers are an MA of 5. The Runner is MA of 6, which is decent. Everyone else is an MA of 4. No real passing game to speak of on this roster. They just like to get up there, get in your face, beat you down, and slowly plod that ball down pitch and into the end zone. Because they're so slow, they'll be looking to move each and every turn, probably one space at a time as they move the cage down pitch and try to slowly work that ball down pitch. What Runbad's going to have to do with the Black Orc team is just stop the run on defense, right? All the Dwarves do is they just march. They march. They beat you up. They're very hard to remove from the pitch. And so the Deadly Biscuits are going to have to rely on that strength. They do have the grab skill to try to pull some of these Dwarves out of position. That would be a tough thing to do if they had guard. Dwarf teams will almost always, universally, will pick up guard as one of their first pickups across the board, and then they become a real nightmare. They don't have guard now because they're a fresh team, so he could use grab to his advantage to try to pull some of these dwarves off. They want to stay grouped up, get their assists, and get their 2-die blocks. Can be tough to do now with grab in play, but really, I think the way Runbad comes out of this game alive and on top, he does have those 4 goblins. They have an MA of 6. They're very fragile. They're stunty. I think he's got to start fouling dwarves. I don't see any other way out of this. I think he's got to start fouling dwarves. He does have Muddy Blow in the trained troll. The Dwarven team does not have a big guy. He has the trained troll. He has strength of 5. He has strength of 4 across all the black orcs. The dwarfs do have block, but nobody has guard. He'll have to leverage that with... Eric will have to leverage that against this black orc team. Runbad will have to really find a way to work around that and get the 2-die blocks with all this strength, the strength advantage on this roster. The goblins can move in. They are stunty. They do have dodge. They're easy to move around the pitch. The goblins can certainly move in and lend an assist or go in on a foul. He is getting 145k. He could pick up a bribe for that. He could also pick up Helmet Wolf. Helmet Wolf comes in at 140k. He's MA6. He has a chainsaw. He has pro. So if the Deadly Biscuits pick up Helmet Wolf and then win the coin toss and go on offense, they can control the momentum for the first half. Make sure Helmet Wolf stays out there all half long and just starts chainsawing a whole bunch of dwarves. That's certainly an option for him as well. We'll see if that's the way he goes, or if he elects to spend that money elsewhere. But I do think he'll have to leverage that skill somehow. He'll have to find the assists, get the 2-die blocks. They're still risky, right? Even though he has the strength advantage, he doesn't have the block skill, and his opponent does. So it's a really risky block to be taken, especially with only 2 rerolls. I do think it's an uphill battle for the Black Orcs. I do think these are 2 great coaches. I'm very excited for it. I'm very happy that this ends up being our 500th game, and we'll see how this works out between these 2 coaches, and what Runbad's going to pick up in the inducement phase. So the Deadly Biscuits went with 2 bribes. I do think they're going to be playing the foul game. Deadly Biscuits, or our Grudges with Nuffle is going to set up on offense to start with. On offense? Our Grudges with Nuffle is setting up on defense to start with. You always set up on defense to start with. Setting up in an anchor formation on this Dwarven pitch. This well-constructed Dwarven pitch. Good call, Mr. Rocker Cracker. 2 dwarves. He picked up 2 dwarves. 2 bribes, 2 coaches, 2 assistant coaches looking to help out on the brilliant coaching results. Maybe get an extra reroll out of this. Three rookie linemen on the line. Lots and lots of tackle that Runbat's going to have to be aware of as well. We didn't talk about this in the pregame, but these goblins with the dodge skill, tackle's going to negate dodge on those gobbos. And now the offense is set up. 5 on the line for the Deadly Biscuits. All that strength. Strength 5 out of the big guys. Strength 4 out of the Black Orcs. The Black Orcs have Brawler and they have Grab. Grab is the inverse of Sidestep. Brawler is like a poor man's block. They roll a both down result. They can re-roll that 1 die and try to get a better result out of it. That's a way to keep your die roll safe. It's also a way to try to increase your odds. If you roll 2 dice and maybe you get a push and you get a both down, you can keep the push. You know your drive will stay alive, and you can re-roll the both down. Maybe try to get a POW if you're up against a block player. Here's the kick. Rolls a 2 on the quick snap, so 5 players can reposition. We'll move 2 players across the line of scrimmage. Jamie Blodger, the number 10 lineman, is going to move back toward the ball. Very deep kick by this Dwarven team. Gets the ball into the end zone. Turn 1 now for the Deadly Biscuits. 2-die block on the line. Gets a push out of this on the left defensive end. And now gets a POW. breaks armor. Or does not break armor. Will not be breaking a lot of armor in this game. Grabbing this defensive line to pull it out of position. Now 3-die block with the troll. Mighty blow in play. 9+ breaks armor. No armor break. Custard Cream shifts in towards this line. These dwarves very, very slow. It can be easy to try to encircle them. That's why a bunch of these players in this anchor formation is relevant. These 5 players can reposition, as can the linebackers. Yeah, going in on this foul game. I think that's the right call strategically for this team. He'll argue the call here. And he successfully argued the call. Didn't even need to pay off the ref. Succeeded in making his case. The ref said, you know what? Totally legal. You're right. You're right. I'll give her Mike. Thank you very much for the bits. Sammy Blodger, the number 10 Goblin, has the ball on Deadly Biscuits' own 22-yard line. Now a blitz up on the line of scrimmage on the left side of the line by Dennis Rodman. Gets power out of this. These Troll Slayers have frenzy. They must follow up. Plenty of movement left with the Troll Slayer, but now finds himself Black Wolf rooting for the offense, finding himself with a choice to make, decides to reset and move backwards. Keep the defensive formation in check. Remember, the Dwarves' biggest weakness is their slow speed. They're very, very slow. These Troll Slayers are an MA of 5, the Runner is an MA of 6, everybody else is an MA of 4. If the Black Orcs get behind them, the Dwarves will not be catching them. And that's why they're keeping their secondary in check. They're making sure their formation is critical. Very important as a Dwarf coach to understand your formations, to keep them in check so that players can stay where they need to be and not find themselves on the wrong side of the pitch where they won't be able to catch up and get back into the drive. Ball's going to advance now to the Deadly Biscuits' own 10-yard line. And now a block back on the left side of the line. He's going to break armor. Gets a stun. Irvin Creams on the blitz gets a knockdown. James Edwards will be knocked down. Picked off James Edwards. You can see this Dwarven player has been picked off away from the formation. Doesn't mean he's necessarily out of the drive just yet, but it could very well mean that. Another foul. Again, I think this is the right call strategically. Had 5 assists on that foul. Got a stun out of it. Did not get called off. I think this is how the Black Orc team gets ahead of this Dwarven team. Just has to foul. Foul all day. Every turn all day long. Day and night. Front to back. Turn 2 now with our grudges with Nuffle. With a win tonight, the Deadly Biscuits will very likely stay in 3rd place, but they'll be hot on the heels of the Dead Poets. The Dead Poets at 7 points. The Deadly Biscuits would end up at 7 points as well, and that is just 1 point away from 1st place. The top teams, the 1st place team in each of the 3 divisions, will make the cut after week 7 to the top 4, and the best runner-up between the 3 divisions will also make the cut. So a very important game for both the Deadly Biscuits and our grudges with Nuffle. They're in the same boat. They're at 4 points. 1-1-0. If they get a win, they'll be up to 7 points. Troll Slayer's gonna... Boy, I hit a wrong button. The Troll Slayer's gonna reposition into that secondary. Shifts Daryl Dawkins over in the right wide zone now. Trying to stay ahead of those Blackworks. And here's the blitz. The one-die blitz on Jaffa Snakes. Gets the knockdown on Jaffa Snakes. Repositions the blitzer back into that linebacker position, in the middle linebacker position. And now turn 3 back to the Deadly Biscuits. Two-die block on the left side. Now he can use Brawler here to roll one die, and he did just that. Gets a push out of this. This keeps his team reroll intact. Again, Brawler, you can think of Brawler, I think of Brawler as like a poor man's block. These Blackworks come with Brawler. Three-die blitz by the Troll. Gets a push out of this. Was looking for more. The Troll has Mighty Blow, remember. The only player with Mighty Blow on the roster. Mighty Blow gives you a +1 to your armor or your injury roll, whichever you need for. Again, a foul. This time with 2 assists. I should just read the log. 2 assists. Doesn't break armor. And that'll be it. The ball now to the Deadly Biscuits' own 4-yard line. They reposition to keep this ball carrier safe, keeping it behind this contingent of high-strength players. And now the Dwarves on turn 3. Both these two teams are running teams. The Deadly Biscuits do have an option for a throw teammate. They can throw anybody with the right stuff, which is this little symbol right here. Can be thrown by anybody that has throw teammate, which is this symbol here. Same symbol, just inverted, which one is highlighted. And the player that can throw teammate, here's the blitz. Failed the rush on the blitz. We'll have to spend a reroll here. Failed the reroll. Big loss on the blitz here by our grudges with Nuffle. Failed the rush. Oh no! Oh no! Failed the blitz on the rush, and now the Deadly Biscuits. The Deadly. Oh, did I not get it? I think I got it. Let's see. The Deadly Biscuits. Yeah, the Deadly Biscuits. How many times am I going to say the Deadly Biscuits? The Deadly Biscuits. They brawler their die, so they rolled a skull and a both down. They brawlered the both down into a skull. That's double skulls. And that'll be it. That's a turnover. So now our grudges with Nuffle gets an opportunity to kind of recover after the failed rush failed rush blitz. One die block gets a knockout on Bourbon Creams on the left side of the line. So the dwarf formation remaining intact. There's a pressure player in number 5, James Edwards. Here comes the blitz. Frenzy blitz. Gets a knockdown out of this on Jaffa Snakes. He's going to go for the push to get a frenzy follow-up out of this. Trying to push the player out of position. He'll get the knockdown here. Breaks armor even. Gets a stun. Well done. Good use of frenzy here by Eric. He decides to get the push on the first block, has to follow up and take that second block, then gets the knockdown with the block skill. Frenzy's great, not just for rolling more dice on your blocks, but for pushing players out of position. Got a stun as a bonus as well. No, it is not. Our grudges with Nuffle, now the first team to dip into the bonus clock. 3 seconds off the bonus clock. And turn 5 to the Deadly Biscuits. The second quarter is about to begin. And they're going to start the quarter with a blitz. 2-die blitz gets the POW on Daryl Dawkins. 10 plus breaks armor. Very hard to break this Dwarven armor unless you're fouling them. And now, setting up a cage on the opposing 6-yard line. Continuing to advance this ball forward, just controlling portions of the pitch, opening up that lane. Moving the players in to keep control. Good dodges. Good dodges. Remember, they are stunty and they have the dodge skills, so they get a free reroll on a dodge. That is the Journeyman, Walkie Walkie, number 7. So the Journeyman all come with the loner skill. So you're almost never going to re-roll their dice unless it's absolutely critical. And if it is critical, you have to wonder if you're really trying not to make critical die rolls on Journeyman. Because if you are, you could put in a real bad spot. Turn 5 now with our grudges with Nuffle. So the point of that story is if he had failed the dodge, say he didn't have the dodge skill. If he would have failed the dodge, he would have absolutely just let that rock. Because this is not a critical movement that he did. He did want to get the player free. That's fine. He saved it for the end of his turn. It's good action order. That way, if it fails, the rest of his turn is not messed up. Uh-oh. Something's wrong. Clock is stuck. Have we lost connection? Haven't lost connection from the stream. Waiting for the opponent. Waiting for someone. Uh-oh, something's going on. Did we lose our connection? Looks like it might be Eric that has lost their connection. See if we can get a hold of the player. Hopefully this, oh yeah, I was gonna say, hopefully this isn't dire. So now we're on the clock, 4 minutes on the clock. Eric's gonna have 4 minutes to get back on the clock, get back into the game here, or unfortunately it will be, it'll be a forfeit. Trying to get back into the game here. Eric losing a game in, I think it was in the Spike Magazine Trophy semifinals due to losing connection. The computer crashed and unfortunately had to forfeit the game. Oh no. Oh, I hope everything's all right. I don't want this to end in a forfeit. I would be very sad. I'd be very sad. All right, well, we'll wait for this to get sorted. News on the first game. First game just ended in a 1-1 draw, it seems. So, sorry we missed the end of that game. Sounded like a real fun one. I'm gonna ping the two coaches, see what's happening. We don't see the clock reappearing, so something is happening. It seems like maybe the game's become unstable for one of the two coaches. Oh no, Eric's laptop crashed again. Like, we saw this earlier in the season. Oh no, my heart is going to... Oh no! Oh boy. Ah, no! All right, give me a minute. I'm gonna see what the coaches. Oh jeez. Oh, this is heartbreaking. Oh boy. So, this is so unfortunate. So Eric has mentioned. All right, let me see. So Eric mentioned the laptop crash. It looks like Eric. Oh boy. It looks like Eric has, due to a computer failure again, unfortunately, has disconnected. And, you know, I hate to say it, but that's gonna have to be a concession. I mean, it's unfortunate. It's sad. I know Eric certainly didn't want this to happen, but you know, heartbreaking, absolutely heartbreaking. All right, let me inform the coaches. Oh boy. Oh boy, yeah. So that's gonna have to be ruled a concession. Unfortunately, it's the problem is it's just you can't get into the middle of a game and then have a computer failure and then just kind of reset it. It just, you know, it just wouldn't be just. It wouldn't be fair. I know Eric absolutely did not mean for this to happen, and so I'm absolutely gutted for Eric. Eric's a fantastic coach. Runbad's a fantastic coach. I really wanted to see this game played out, but sadly, it just wasn't meant to be. And a computer failure is going to rule this one as a concession. Runbad's going to win this one. They'll get a 2-0 victory. Those touchdowns will count for standings. They will not count for historical records. So if you go to our website, they won't count on the league. You won't see those touchdowns or the win or anything in the league history portion. But for the current league standings, you'll absolutely, and for historical standings, you'll you'll see this count as a win. So that's an unfortunate end to this game. That's an unfortunate end to this game. But let's take a look at the schedule before we leave. Oh, I'm heartbroken. I'm absolutely heartbroken. Segner's Loop says, how about we go back and watch the last few turns of the last game? That's a great idea. It has never worked in the past, but let's see if the replay is still there. Because that's a great idea, Segner's Loop.